AI song learning tool. This time using it to make music that we can play along with. So get ready and some coffee because the rockin' ain't stopping once we learn to build beats with our online AI app. In prior presentations, we've thought about how we can use our AI song generation app to help us learn multiple different things using multiple different methods. For example, helping us learn events in history, helping us learn the narrative of a novel, helping us learn another language, helping us learn vocabulary. But we haven't talked about the obvious here for an AI song generation app, and that is helping us learn music. Now, one of the things that I think is really great about these AI song generation apps is they can help us to multitask in a way that is actually effective. Noting one of the major problems with multitasking is often that we're not actually multitasking. We're kind of switching from one task to another, and that's because we're trying to do multiple tasks that use the same kind of things, the same functions in our brain. So if we're trying to read something and watch the TV or watch the news, we're probably not doing both of those things more or less at the same time, but rather switching from one to the other, which could be effective as long as you kind of know that's what you're doing and you're kind of optimizing the switch time going from one to the other. But there are things that we can effectively multitask in, doing them both at the same time. For example, we can the classic example being walk and chew gum at the same time. Why is that? Because one, well, of course, chewing gum is kind of easy to do, but more importantly, it takes a different set of motor skills, takes a different set of mental skills, very little mental skills, than walking does, right? And more importantly, or a bigger or better example would be that we can listen to an audiobook and walk at the same time. And that is something that uses different cognitive techniques or different areas in our brain, so we can actually do them basically more or less simultaneously. We can basically meditate and focus on more of the text, what's going on in our ears, the sound, and are thinking about that while we are doing the walking, which has become somewhat routine, therefore doesn't take a whole lot of mental capacity. So with music, you have a similar kind of thing. We can listen to music and walk at the same time. Obviously, we often want to listen to music while we're at the gym and things like that. So with a tool like this, we can listen to music, we can use the music to teach us something and, be doing some exercise or something like that. Similarly, if we want to learn music or play along with something, we might be able to make music that's going to help us with history or help us with flashcards or whatever, and also be able to play along with it. Now, we're using the Suno AI song generator, but you can use any kind of song generator you want. I think this is one of the better ones that I've been playing around with thus far, but we'll see what happens going forward. Who's going to win the AI song generation wars? Who knows? But the general techniques of what we can use it for, you would think would remain much the same. Now, currently, with this AI song generator, you can try to tell the song to give you a certain key, but it often doesn't work great, no matter whether you're on the simple mode or on the custom mode. At this point in time, you're not really able to say, I want you to give me this song in the key of A minor, or I want you give me this song in the key of C or in the key of F or whatnot. You can try to do that, but I've had mixed results on the outcomes when trying. What we can do, however, of course, is pick the style of music. So whatever style of music that we want to practice with or that we're into. I play a guitar, so we can kind of try to pick a style of music that we can kind of play along with. And then we can let the generator create the song. And then, of course, we have to figure out what key it is in. Now, again, you would think that the song generation software would tell you the key that it's in. I mean, how hard could that be? Could you tell me what key you made the song in? But currently it doesn't do that. So that means that we have to kind of figure out the key. So we can at least choose the style. We can basically make whatever song we want. If it's around Easter or something, we can make a Easter song or something like that using various techniques that we've thought about in the past. We can use the style we want, and then we can kind of figure out how to play along with it. And one way you could do that is you can use online like applications to upload the song. So you can obviously try to figure it out with your guitar, your instrument, or whatever. But if you're not that good at that, you can upload it to an application. So that's just what I want to show now. So for example, this song, if you download the song with the 3 dots and we download like as an MP3, then you can upload that MP3 to one of these applications that can help you figure out what key it is in. So for example, if I go to this application, I'm not advertising for them. There's multiple of them that do this, but this is TuneBat. And so you can select here and you can upload to it, and then it'll give you the key that it's in. So this one that I'm looking at here is in the key of E minor, and so on and so forth. And so that's all I really want from it. You can also try to just use an online tuner to try to figure out. So you could just say, well, let me play the song and use like an online tuner, for example, something like this. Again, I'm not advertising this particular online tuner, but this is one that pops up on a search if you look for an online tuner. So you can use this and try to figure out, where the song starts and where it ends is usually kind of like the key it's in, basically, and get an idea of the song that way. And then if you're using a guitar or something like that, you can use the good old capo technique to try to play the proper position in the song. So I was noodling around with this one. This one's like the key of E, so I'm not like an expert guitar player, particularly in trying to figure out songs and whatnot. But if I was like just to noodle around.
El campamento Adelaide se hace ten, where Achilles speaks, the rift begins.
There's the E.
Achilles habla, la grieta comienza. A plague divine, gods pull the strings. Una plaga divina, los dioses mueven los hilos.
There's the E minor.
The arrows fall, sickness clings. Las flechas caen, la enfermedad se aferra. Observan jugando al tonto. Agamenón stands his pride too tall. Agamenón se alza, su orgullo demasiado alto. The prophet speaks, the blame must fall. El profeta habla, la culpa debe caer. Power plants crushes them all. Pero el poder ciega los aplasta a todos.
I don't know. You can kind of toy around with that.